Hey guys, welcome back to our Road to Dynamite series. But before we get into that, we have something to share with you that AEW has been involved in. It's pretty special. Uh, AEW's Double or Nothing was the very first sensory inclusive wrestling show that took place. So, sensory inclusive events are events for people who have trouble processing sensory information at large events. So, people who have autism, PTSD, have large amount of anxiety. So AEW's partnered with an organization called Culture City, who not only provide training for the people at the event, but they also provide noise cancelling headphones among other services to make this an event that's possible for people with PTSD to attend. So I think this is a great initiative and a great partnership that AEW has ventured into. And if you want to know about more about Culture City, we've put a link of their website in our description below, so feel free to check it out.
Also, at another event, another pay per view of theirs called Fight for the Fallen, they had donated $150,000 to victims of gun violence. And AEW did this out of their own proceeds, where $10,000 Kenny Omega himself gave, and Farah, this law firm that is associated with AEW, also chipped in $25,000 for the victims of gun violence. And again, this is a very amazing gesture from AEW side, and they really looked out for the people at Jacksonville because that's where they kind of have their headquarters, and yeah, like there was a really good gesture from their side, and AEW continues to do that, for their future events and stuff.
And from there, we move on to the next pay per view, which was Fighter Fest. There's not a lot to talk about on this pay per view, but we did see Sean Spears, a good friend of Cody Rhodes, hit him in the head with a steel chair, which busted him open and gave him a concussion. That was one of the big talking points coming out of that pay per view. Secondly, we saw the debut of John Moxley in AEW fighting Joey Janela in an unsanctioned hardcore match. And if you love hardcore wrestling, I urge you to watch this one because this was off the hook.
And the third pay per view we want to talk about is Fight for the Fallen. And again, not much to talk about here except the Young Bucks faced the Brotherhood, Cody and Dustin Rhodes. And the Young Bucks, of course, they're one of the best tag teams in the world. They defeated the Brotherhood. But this kind of did bring together the elite back again in the group.
Yeah, and this led to one of the big pay-per-views on August 31st called All Out that took place in Chicago at the Sears Center where AEW essentially began. And this was a really big pay-per-view, and the five key takeaways from this pay-per-view were: number one, the AEW women's division came into focus because there was a 21 woman casino battle royal that was scheduled, and Nyla Rose won that and became the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. Also on that show, Riho defeated Shida to become the second number one contender for the women's title, and now she will take on Nyla Rose on the debut edition of Dynamite to determine the number one contender, to determine the very first AEW Women's Champion.
That's right. And the second match that we want to talk about is Pac facing Kenny Omega. And Pac here was substituting for the injured John Moxley. And he was actually out there to prove a point and get the victory and also get Kenny Omega's respect. And he did exactly that by defeating him, which further continued the storyline of Kenny Omega not finding his feet in AEW.
That's right, and then we move on to Cody Rhodes taking on Sean Spears, trying to get some revenge for that vicious chair shot that he suffered at Fighter Fest. And this was a great story because Sean Spears had aligned himself with Tully Blanchard, a longtime rival of Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes, and a member of the Four Horsemen. And this match had a great story to it. It also saw the in ring debut of Arn Anderson, who gave his signature spine buster to Sean Spears, which led to Cody Rhodes getting the victory.
And the fourth match was the Lucha Brothers facing the Young Bucks in a ladder match. And if you guys remember us talking about them facing each other at Double or Nothing and how that match was off the hook, this was a ladder match, guys. So this was even more high flying. They were flying from some crazy heights. And the more I talk about this match, the less justice I would do. So we're going to leave like links below so you guys can check it out. It was one heck of a match. And Lucha Brothers came out on top in this one, and they retained the AAA tag team titles. So the night didn't end there for the Young Bucks. They were attacked by Santana and Ortiz. previously known as LAX, and they took them out and announced themselves debuting at AEW.
Yeah, and the tag team division is heating up, but now it's time for the main event of the evening, which saw Chris Jericho battle it out with Adam Hangman Page for the honor of being called the very first AEW World Heavyweight Champion and the master of reinvention, the greatest of all time. Chris Jericho hit his Judas effect and got the 1, 2, 3 and became the very first AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And not only that, he made history in the company, but he also coined a new catchphrase, a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
And would now go into the debut edition of Dynamite as the very first AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
That's right, guys. So much has taken place during these pay-per-views of AEW leading up to their TV taping Dynamite. And just a quick recap: Chris Jericho is the first ever AEW champion. The debut edition of Dynamite will see Nyla Rose facing Riho to determine the first ever AEW Women's Champion. Santana and Ortiz, John Moxley, Pac have all debuted and signed with AEW, and they've already created so much havoc, and God knows what the heck they're going to do in the further episodes. But stay tuned and you will find out in our further episodes.
Yeah, catch us next time when we take you through the very first Dynamite tapings leading to the pay-per-view Full Gear. But in the meantime, do check out the links we've put in the description box below of all the pay-per-view highlights so that you can check out the action for yourselves and see how awesome AEW is. Do follow All Elite Wrestling. Do show them the love. Do check them out. And if you have any questions that you want us to answer, do let us know. Like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're the last man standing, signing off.